Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, for the majority of this episode, I enjoyed. There was one particular part that I really didn't like, and well, I'm just gonna come out and say it. It was the Maggie scene. Here's the thing: I don't know the history between Maggie and Bonnie, and I know that she referenced some stuff as far as what she did to Adrian and what she did to her husband. And I mean, listen, I get it, I understand it, but something about the way that this scene came across, the way she came across as just childish, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, she wasn't there to see you. She was there to see Justin. And you stomping your feet, acting like some 16-year-old little girl, talking about not in my house, yada yada yada. It's like, oh my god, seriously? It was like, and I know this is gonna sound bad, but just like Justin's getting ready to go on this date. Bonnie is looking very curvaceous, I have to say. And here comes the cock blocker, just right there. And listen, I'm not going to sit there and say the stuff that Maggie said was wrong. I'm just going to sit there and say that she just started to put kind of a damper on whatever they were going to do in the beginning. Luckily after that, there was some sort of thing with Trinket, and Bonnie was going to smash it, but she decided not to smash it because about second chances. And I mean, you know, on one hand, from what I understand, I guess, you know, Maggie's about second chances, you know, drinking and stuff like that, being sober. And, you know, it's one of those things, it's like practice what you preach. On the other hand, I'm not going to sit there and lie and pretend that I'm not above, well, holding grudges. But just seeing it on the screen after a while, it's like, alright, Maggie, we get it. So after she left, I pretty much thought that the whole date or whatever was going to be over. But, well, it wasn't. They hung out, they ate food that apparently we were just going to assume that it was good. And, well, after that, you know, Bonnie suggested that they, do the Devil's Tango, and, yeah. So that pretty much ended that scene. I mean, I know that Bonnie did a lot as far as, you know, trying to, you know, pretty much seducing Maggie's husband and Adrian, but after a while, it's just like, alright, I'm kind of over it now. But then again, I'm coming into this somewhat new. I don't know the backstory as far as the emotional part. Like, I could sit there and be like, on GH, something that Sam did a while ago. And I can be like, yeah, I remember that. I remember how she acted, and that was terrible. You know, why another character wouldn't like her. So I'm coming at this from a different perspective. What else? Chad is just, Chad is not having a good morning. He's not having a good day. I don't think this guy is having a good week. So he walks in, he sees, you know, Jake just kind of sitting with his feet up, and he's like, yo, what you doing, bro? So, you know, they jab at each other a little bit, and, you know, Jake is just enjoying himself. He's like, oh, look what I read on The Invader. The Invader? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. When he said The Invader, I'm sitting there thinking, again, General Hospital. They have a paper called The Invader. I don't think that they share the same universe. I'm going to assume that they don't. But I'd be pretty interested if they did. Because they would have a lot of explaining to do. Anyway, you know, Jake is not there reading an article that Gwen put out, you know, that she told. Because, you know, that's apparently what she is now. Just this mean-spirited woman. I'm trying not to curse. Mean-spirited bitch. Sorry. Just, I couldn't do it. But yeah, So she pretty much just told detail, well, as much detail as she probably could, about the affair, and Jake is just eating it up, and next thing you know, Shin walks in, and Shin is not happy. Shin is like, so, yeah, you pretty much embarrassed the company. You are pretty much sleeping with an employee. So, with that being said, and Chad is like, yeah, I'm gonna step down. I'm not gonna lie to that. I know that I'm kind of kicking this guy when he's down, but I'm just sitting there thinking of two scenarios that I found really funny. Well, one is a Seinfeld episode where George knew that his girlfriend was gonna, or I guess his date was gonna break up with him, so he decided to end it early and break up with her instead. And well, the other one was actually at my old job. Point is, they were gonna fire him, and because I guess well, it was pretty much alcohol involved in one of his so-called water bottles, and they went upstairs, and he was like, "Yeah, I quit." So when I saw that scene, I was like, "Wow, that's." So yeah, he pretty much quit, and that's when Shin was like, "So listen, we want to keep the Demera name and all that good stuff. So some fresh blood, and we're thinking about taking Jake on." And Chad is like, "What? Are you serious?" So he's I mean, to be fair, Jake doesn't really have experience as far as running a whole company, pretty much. Um, but Jake, just to stick it to Chad, he's like, yeah, I'll take it. I mean, how hard could it be? I mean, this guy did it. So, he takes it, and then afterwards, at some point, when they're alone, Kate walks in, and Jake is like, yeah, so I know I took the job, but, out of spite mostly, but here's the thing. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The Kate, is like, listen, I got your back, and, she teaches him some math stuff, and, he has a little more self-confidence in himself. So he gets a call to the office, and he goes down there, and, after he pretty much takes, Chad's name, his nameplate lit or whatever, and just chucks it in the garbage. And I'm not gonna lie, when he saw that, I was like, yeah, I know exactly where that's going. So he sat down, he got all cozy, he was like, alright, I'm ready for the first thing, for anything that walks through that door. Guess who walks through that door? COVID free, I may add. Gabby is back. So, what I will say about this, because I know a lot of fans are happy that Gabby's returned. I know a lot of fans are happy that Gabby's returned, and I think that's pretty cool. I mean, my impression of Gabby the first time I saw her was like, but whatever, let's see what more she can do, and well, let's hope that she doesn't annoy me any more than she did before. But, it was nice seeing her back, and I guess my question is she back, or is she just visiting for like a day or two? Because this whole coming and going is just not going to work for anyone. And I think even the most devoted of Gabby fans would be like, so are you like here, or what are you doing? Now, to be fair, the actress, I don't remember her name, well, she got COVID, pretty much. She went down to Florida, of all places, she went down there to get married, which is fine, but, Florida, what are the cases? I'm not going to get into that, but the point is, she went down there, she got married, and then she got COVID. But, she's been doing a lot better. I've seen some stuff on her Instagram. And so, yeah, she's back on set, COVID free. And let's hope that she actually stays on there. Not this And the thing that really kind of blew me a little bit was that she was literally there for like one episode. I know she came back in towards the end, but she was there for one episode. And it blew me, and I wasn't even a huge Gabby fan, but whatever. I guess we'll wait and see. Now, Chad, earlier, Kate was not there, well, Abby was not there, packing her stuff or whatever, and she was getting ready to leave, and, Kate tried to, well, pretty much bat for Chad. And here's the thing that I really, so Abby's like, listen, it's not the fact that he had sex with her. It's the fact that he believed her over me for the second time. It's the fact that our trust is gone, And, again, Kate tries to bat for him, but as you can tell, it's just not really working. So, Abby's upstairs. She's packing at this point. And, this is after, Chad pretty much got fired. Let's not make no mistake about this. This is still literally he got fired. I don't care if he tried to beat Shin to the punchline. He still got fired. But he goes upstairs, and automatically it's just like, of course, that's not his reaction, but I can tell that was his reaction in his head. So, he's trying to beg her to stay, and he's all like, I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. I was like, bro, first of all, it doesn't matter how many times you sit there and say the love card, the love isn't the problem. And, they talk, and bottom line is that she still chose to leave. This is after him begging, pleading, crying. I mean, he did everything short of getting on his knees, and she still said no. And she left. Part of me wanted to sit there and feel bad for him because he lost his job on top of losing his wife. Okay? And that sucks. But here's the thing, though. One, Chad's a dick. Two, Gwen may have been partly responsible for that, but, Chad believed everything that Gwen said. And this is the first time, Abigail said that. Abigail was like, what about with Gabby? You believed Gabby over me, you believed Gwen over me. I mean, would you have believed them if they weren't hot? And so it's just one of those things where it's like, you believe this woman over your own wife. And not to mention the fact that I feel like he treats his wife more like property than anything else, but he didn't really have faith in her anyway. So, to be honest, all the tears and the crying and the begging and pleading, it's like, bro, you did this to yourself, you just gotta sit on it. Period. He goes downstairs and he talks to Kate. At some point he gets this idea. Pretty much he's like, at one point when he talked to Gwen, there was one part of him that didn't believe what she said. And he walks off. And at first I had no idea, but then I stopped and I thought about it. And I think this may kind of tie up into the whole, Gwen was the person that gave Abigail the drugs that messed with her mind. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, the last part, I think, is Xander, Sarah, Eli, and Lonnie. So yeah, they pretty much got Xander at the police station. And, Eli's like, pretty much, what did you do with the babies? Do you hire this chick Raina? What's going on? So while that's going on, outside, Sarah is being interrogated by Lonnie. And there's this one point where Lonnie asks a question about, to Sarah as far as the babies are concerned. Now, this was like an off-remark joke or off-remark comment that Xander was like, I wish I could sit there and take Lonnie's babies or whatever to give to you or whatever. And, she stopped talking for a little bit. And Lonnie was like, well, I'm a cop. I know. Da, da, da. She starts really getting on to her about, like, what do you know? And that's when Sarah blurts out, oh yeah, that one time where he made this off-color remark about how he was going to steal your child to give to me. But that was just a remark. And at some point, Sarah comes in there, and Sarah's like, yeah, I told him that. Xander's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you say that for? And I didn't really understand why she actually said that, but whatever. Nor here or there. I just find the whole thing kind of dumb that they dragged him over there to give, like, why would he steal your children to give to Sarah? As though that was actually going to work on any level. Regardless about the fact that, there's no way she's going to be able to sit there and pass off those children as her own for obvious reasons, but whatever. So long story short, both Eli and Lonnie realized, listen, he didn't have anything to do with it, but, he has a connection to Raina. We can use that. So they go and they pretty much say, you're free to go, but, we need your help. Could you reach out to her? Now, I know a lot of people are giving Xander this pass of he'll do anything for Sarah as far as being a good person and yada 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 and doing anything that she loves, anything that, because he loves her. But they asked Xander for his help as far as finding their children. And Xander's like, yeah, well, since I'm free to go, I'm just gonna go enjoy my life, so bye. And I'm like, bro. I mean, Sarah pretty much says, yeah, he's gonna sit there and do it, he's gonna sit there and help, but I'm like, how do I even sit there and put this? You can't be a good person for someone else. You have to be a good person because you genuinely want to be a good person. And being a better person or a better man, for the love of your life, I'm sorry, but that's not good enough. You have to actually kind of do it because you are inherently want to be a better person. You can't just do it to sit there and please her. And I gotta sit there and wonder, because they've been together for a while, how long has this been going on for? Where it's like, he does something bad, and he only tries to make it right because that's the Sarah wants. Not because he thinks it's a good idea. I have a problem with that. I genuinely have a problem with that. And I don't understand how Sarah's just like, yeah, he's going to sit there and help you. He's going to sit there and be a good person because, that's what I want him to be. I can't be the only person that sees that as a problem. I know I'm not the only person. I know because I know I don't live in a matrix. And I know that you have to actually want to be a good person. Not because somebody else wants you to be. And I know I'm going off on a tangent, but that scene just kind of bothered me. And it really brought me back to the days where Xander would sit there, that whole thing when they were broken up for a while, because of the whole, baby switch or whatever, and how Xander act like it just wasn't a big deal, and what he said to her as far as like when she was going to get an abortion, and Xander was like, well, you didn't want the kid anyway, so it really wouldn't matter. And it was like, you can't be this dumb. Like, that's just, I can't even say that sentence and sound good about myself, even jokingly. So I don't understand how he does stuff like this, and Sarah's like, oh, well, he's just going to be a better person because I want him to be. I don't really understand that, but, I don't get that. I'm not gonna lie, and honestly tell you the truth, and I know I'm gonna sound like a dick, but I feel like a lot of people will give him a pass because of his looks. They'll sit there and be like, oh, well, Xander can sit there and be a better person, and, you know, he really sits there and he loves Sarah, and it's like, yeah, well, you know what, listen, if he didn't look like him, and he looked, you know, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, less attractive or whatever, would people still sit there and give him that pass? And I think that's the part that kind of annoys me about this character a little bit. I love his accent, I do like his character, but I feel like people give him way more of a pass than they should. Anyway, long story short, he agrees to help because that's what Sarah wants, and, you know, I mean, we're not good people because we want to be, it's because, you know, the love of my life wants me to be, so I guess apparently that's enough. And I think that's actually gonna do it. Let me just double check. Yep, that's it. I just want to double check to make sure. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Especially about the Xander stuff, because that just... I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are about this whole episode. Also about the whole Maggie stuff. Because again, I only been watching this a couple of months. I didn't really sit there and see the havoc and everything that Bonnie has done as far as Maggie and Justin, so... Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. I will catch everyone in the next review. Also, if you could, share the video. That definitely does help. I try not to be like the other YouTubers, be like, oh, like my video, like. No, if you don't like it, you don't have to like it. But if you can share it, that would definitely help. And with that being said, I'm going to go. Be safe. I'll catch you in the next review.